Well, we are so lucky to get a little taste of Hollywood right here in mid-Michigan. You have seen his extraordinary work on the Travel Channel and other places. Today, filmmaker and paranormal expert Steve Shippey is here with us. Hello, Steve. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
We are so excited that you're here. Thank you so much. It is such a real treat to have you here, Steve. Not everyone knows that you grew up in mid-Michigan in a house that you say was the creepy house on the corner. Where was that?
Yeah, that's definitely quite a long story, but I grew up in a home that had a lot of activity,
Wow.
a lot of things taking place, and once you experience those things, especially at a younger age, you know these things happen.
Right.
This is real, and it basically kind of alters your path.
Oh my gosh. And your path, you were a victim of a severe haunting. That is absolutely frightening. So you moved away and began documenting your experiences, all available on Amazon Prime, including a haunting on Hamilton Street, a haunting on Dice Road, and a haunting on Brockway Street. That's where you investigate haunted locations and really uncover the truth. What are some things that you found out, Steve?
Well, I've been investigating for a long time all around the country.
Yeah.
That's just that. Paranormal is something that we'll never truly be able to explain or understand completely. But in the field of investigation, there's a lot that we're learning, such as different types of haunting, intelligent spirits, residual hauntings, some of the darker things.
Yeah.
It's all about collecting information, capturing evidence, learning and logging. And as we in this field continue to do so and move forward, it's kind of like anything else. The more data, the more research, the more patterns, the more that emerges from the whole thing.
Well, Steve, speaking of investigating and all of that, I know you have some gadgets that you have to use, some great equipment that you use to do your work and to investigate. Do you have some of those things there that you can show us?
Yeah, absolutely. So right here is what we call a REM pod. This device, you turn this thing on, and what it's going to do is it's going to detect energy, magnetic fields. So in other words, if I were to put my hand on here, my energy comes towards this antenna, it lights up, alerts the sound. So theoretically, if you put this in an area where activity is said to happen or next to an object that the spirit seems to be attracted to, it's going to alert of the presence. Also, we have ITC communication where you can actually try to speak with the spirit through this device. It's called the spirit box.
What?
And essentially it's sweeping different frequencies and stations, and it's believed that spirits can actually use this device to communicate.
Yeah.
You can ask questions aloud, and a lot of times you will get a disembodied response right through this device. Then of course there's simpler things like a motion sensor. This is called a music box. You turn it on in an area where a spirit is often seen or seems to travel through. And then if it does break this barrier, it's going to alert, it picks up motion, it lets you know something is there, then you can kind of hone in and isolate on that area. Of course, a digital recorder.
Yes.
Turn it on, you can start asking questions. Later on, you can play it back and listen for any type of response. Will it tell you its name? What can you learn about the spirit?
You do have some upcoming projects and some things that you're working on now. Tell us about what's going on for you.
Absolutely. Well, this Friday on the Travel Channel, as well as going on to Discovery Plus streaming platform, we have the documentary, The Ghosts of Flight 401.
Oh.
It's about the plane crash, a very tragic incident that happened right outside of Miami, that plane that went down in the Everglades.
Yes.
I don't want to ruin it, the surprise of how shocking that story is, but it was definitely one of the most emotional and difficult investigations I've ever been on. And that's going to air again this Friday on the Travel Channel and Discovery Plus, The Ghost of Flight 401.
Wow.
The very next day, I'll be on an episode of Ghost Hunters on Saturday night, which will also be on Travel Channel and Discovery Plus. And that same day, this Saturday, A Haunting on Adams Street is playing at the Court Street Theater in downtown Saginaw.
Well, Steve, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to come and talk with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For sure, thank you.
Of course, you as well. Happy Halloween, Steve. That's for sure.
Best time of the year.
Yes. If you have any ideas that you would like to see on our show, you can send them to us at WNEM-4 p.m. news at WNEM.com. Just use the subject 4 p.m. News Spotlight.